Threading an overlocker is not as complicated as you might imagine. I'm going to show you on this little Fristalock 234, and the reason I'm going to use this machine is it's quite a nice open machine at the front so we can see what's happening. With any overlocker, when you thread it up, you must always thread the loopers before you thread the needle threads. In particular, you must always thread the upper looper before you thread the lower looper and then the needle threads. So to thread the upper looper, just simply place your spool of thread onto the spool stand and up to the mast. This will ensure that the thread is pulled cleanly off the reel of thread. We then go to our top clip and then, holding the thread between your fingers, pull it down into the tension unit and into the clip below the tension unit. Most domestic overlockers, like this one, will have a little threading guide built into the front of the machine. Here the threads are given colours, and when you thread each part of the machine you just follow the dots on the thread guides. So you can see here we're going to thread the upper looper, and these marks will be denoted by a blue dot. Normally when pulling into the guides I'll hold the thread before and after the point that I want to go into the guide, and then we can just clip it in to our first guide there. Our second guide is just here, so again I'll hold the thread between my fingers and pull it up into this guide here. Now you have another guide just up before the looper, and we can just pull the thread into there, and finally we put the thread through the eye of the looper. That's our upper looper threaded. Now we're going to thread the lower looper, and as you can see by the diagram, we're going to use the purple dots to show us where to thread. So again, hold the thread between your fingers and we can pull it into the first clip here. The second clip is just here. The third clip is on the arm of the looper, and then there's a clip just at the back of the looper. I find it easiest to hold the thread now and turn the machine so that the looper comes forward, and then we simply thread up through the eye of the looper. Make sure that your looper threads are pulled out to the side under the presser foot. Threading the needles on an overlocker is the easy part. Because we're going to use this machine as a 4-thread, we have 2 needles in, so we'll just thread up the needle threads now. I normally do the left one first, I just find it easier, so we just come up and over the top of the take-up assembly and then into the clip above the eye of the needle. Take the other needle thread and just do exactly the same, just follow the same path except around the other side of the clip above the needle. Now all we need to do is thread our needles and we're ready to overlock.